I have been asked by more than one person how the Imba Naturals Styling Gel compares to EcoSlay Jello Shot. Now, the girlies who actually use Imba Naturals Styling Gel and have tried the EcoSlay Jello Shot, they already know, and I'm going to do a spoiler alert right here, that these two gels do not compare at all. They are nothing alike. However, if more than one person is asking me a question, I'm going to do like I used to do as a teacher, and let's address the whole class. Hello everyone, Kayla here, and this is What the Kink, a natural hair channel where sometimes we investigate. Sometimes we investigate. So the first thing I want to investigate is the texture of these two products, and I want to show you the difference between how they feel just in general, the product, not necessarily how they are in the hair. Never mind the Nukes cup that is in the shot. It is what it is. We gotta do what we gotta do. But anyways, first of all, let's start off with the texture of the Jello shot. I'm just gonna show you what it looks like in the jar first. And it just looks like your typical average clear gel. I'm gonna scoop a little bit out for you. Here we go. And I just rub that together on my hands. Let you see. This product is typically refrigerated, so it's been in the refrigerator, so that kind of contributes to the texture as well. But it's very much giving Eco Styler, very much giving Wetline. If you've used any of the hard hold gels in the drugstore, it has that exact same texture as those. So give my hands a little wipe here, and we'll move on to the Imba Naturals. Okay, so in the container, Imba looks like this. Yes, it does look a similar color to the Jello shot, but the texture is slightly different. I'm going to see if I can just bring it out this way instead of pumping it, just because this is at the point where stuff doesn't pump out as easily. I'm at that point of the container. Okay, so this is my Imba Naturals. Okay. And as you can see, as I'm moving it, it's kind of like trying to make a little like snail trail. It doesn't like spread and stay there like the Jello shot was doing. And that's because the texture of Imba Naturals is a little bit more comparable to that of like other botanical gels. So if you've ever used Camille Rose Naturals, if you've ever used Kinky Curly Curling Custard, it's more of that type texture. It's more of a thin texture. It does have this extra level of snottiness that is above those other ones because it does have more hold than them. But and also as I'm trying to wipe it, my hands with this wipe, it's now trying to like do this like wetting, foaming type thing. So I'm having difficulty wiping it off. I'm gonna get a fresh wipe and see if I can fully get it off of my hands, because that is another element to the texture of Imba Naturals. And this is also why if you've ever seen Abena apply this in person, like she dries her hand, like, you know, kind of grabs a towel throughout the process, because this gel does cling to your hands and kind of try to spread out. So yeah, finally got it clean, but you see how with the Jello shot I was able to just wipe this off and it really wasn't an issue at all. So these two also differ in the level of hold that you would get from each one. So from the Jello shot, you are going to get very, very strong hold. This is very almost like cement-like, okay? This is what Wetline used to be. This is what Eco Styler is, especially if you apply enough of it. You can apply very little of this and think that you're being modest with it, and then your hair still comes out brick and you have to manually break the gel cast. I am someone that almost never breaks the gel cast on my hair, but when I use this, I sometimes do feel like I need to go back and break the gel cast because my hair is just too flat, too stiff, too all of these things with the Jello shot. I will say that the other gels that I mentioned that it's similar to, like you can apply Wetline, I mean not Wetline, but you can apply Eco Styler with a little bit of water and it definitely softens the look you get with it. You can control the level of hold with Eco Styler by putting water in your hair. This is still going to be really, really strong hold no matter what you do. Now with the Imba, I would say Imba is more of, depending on your hair, medium to light hold. medium to light hold. You are not going to get brick, super strong hold. This is more of like a flexible coating over your hair that's going to help shield the humidity, not through a strong cast, but through just ingredients that seem to block a little bit of that extra moisture from getting in your hair. So this is a very medium to light hold gel. I personally, this doesn't have enough hold for me to use it on its own. That's why I don't use a lot of it. That's why I tend to just put it over other stylers, because I like the elements that it adds to my hair, adding slip and adding the humidity protection, which is very important for where I live, and adding shine and all these extra things. But I would not style my hair with this alone. You know what I mean? So I think the reason I'm getting asked this question is because some people only use the Jello Shot as a finishing product. They just finish their hair with it, and that's exactly what Imba is. It's a product that you're supposed to finish your hair with. That's how it's marketed, even though we know that we've seen people use this as their main styler and get one and done with it, or use this as a base even. So basically going off label with it. But I think because of that whole use it as a finishing glaze type situation, and people do that with this, I think that's why people are asking me for the comparison. But I'm going to tell you about when I use each of these products and why I use each of them. I use this to actually style my hair because it is such strong hold, and I initially came to this wash and go world preferring strong hold. Now, maybe not so much. It's not a preference anymore, but I actually style my hair with this. I would never, ever use this alone. The drag on the hair is horrible. This on its own does not have any slip of any shape or form. You need to put something under it. It drags. And then I kind of, like, I'm experimenting with different things underneath it, but I've noticed that I don't tend to like thin things under it, like leave-ins and stuff like that, because this is just so strong. This is just so strong that I actually prefer it with, like, you know, like the Kinky Curly Custard as a base underneath this or something like that, because it gives it that extra juiciness that you're not getting from this. The Imba, when do I use this? I've already styled my hair with probably a lighter hold product that gives me a beautiful definition, and then I pop this on top of it to give it a little extra longevity, to give it the humidity shield, and also to add slip. And also this saves a combination. If I put my hair together and it's not quite clumping, it doesn't look that great, put this on top and it suddenly makes that wash and go actually work. So I am using these for different purposes in different ways over here. So that's why I just, in my use and how I'm using them, they just do not compare at all, okay? Check out my separate reviews for each of these. We have the Imba Natural Styling Gel here, and we have the EcoSlay Jello Shot here. In the description box, you can see a link where you can purchase Imba Naturals with my special code, WhatTheKink, for 15% off. And I will talk to you in the next one.